4, 3, 2, 1, launch. Alright, hello everybody. This is Kerbal Commander Andy here, and we are on our way to Minmus. This is a very similar design to Kerbinus 3C. This is now Kerbinus 3 Minmus. We're sticking with the basic Kerbinus 3 design, so I'm still naming them all Kerbinus 3. The launch is pretty straightforward. It's the same launch that we've had before. This top piece here is a satellite core, a space station core, and it's going to be orbiting Minmus. And the idea will be that, we can sort of have it up there, and it's a crew module, so we can maybe have a semi-permanent presence up on Minmus. We've already got one of these up on the Mun, and it should be good. So, this is Kerbal Commander Andy, and I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. I am here on Kerbin, getting to know the Kerbals, and it's been good. I finally am getting to a place where the Kerbals are respecting me a little bit more. I've had some successful missions, and hopefully this is a successful mission as well. Well, actually, I already know whether or not it's successful. This is post-commentary. This is sort of my journal of what happened in the mission. I made my turn a little bit earlier than would probably be recommended, but just a slight one just to kind of get over in that direction. And now that I'm getting up to 10,000 meters, I'm going to turn over a little bit more and just kind of keep turning over. And this design, I know, will get me into a very high orbit, and we'll be in a very, very good place. So, since this is all pretty common stuff that I've done before in the previous video, you can see me spinning a little bit here, but that is kind of expected with this design. So I'll tell you a story here. My best friend is a girl named Corey. And I tell her everything. I tell her everything about what's going on in my life. We've known each other for like 10 years. We're really close. And I told her I'm working on a new project. And she says, "Oh, really?" And I say, "Yeah." And I say, "But you'll think I'm a bigger nerd than you already think I am." And she's like, "I don't think that's possible, Andy." So I say, "I'm recording myself playing video games and posting them on YouTube." And she said, "Yep, that does it." So, and now she's been sort of chatting back at me all night, sort of looking at my channel, sort of making fun of me a little bit. So, but that's okay. She is not sort of nerdy like a lot of my other friends, but so I just think it's adorable that she laughs at me for doing this. But I know you guys are hopefully enjoying it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. My best friend will not keep me from recording these videos. So we're going to get into a good orbit, and we're going to get up to about 250,000, and that should be okay. And then we'll circularize, and then we'll start heading to Minmus. Now, the difference between Minmus and the Mun, the real big difference, is that Minmus is in sort of a different orbit than Minmus is in a different orbit than the Mun. So you have to kind of before the maneuver nodes, you would really have to figure out how to do this and kind of guesstimate a little bit, and it was very hard to get to Minmus because you would have to figure out what angle to be at. Now it's actually pretty easy. Now, what my real challenge here today is, I'm looking at Tylo there. What I really want to do is do this in, like, one pass. So, we'll see if I succeed. I'm not going to reveal whether or not I succeed or whether I have to go around a second time. But you can see I've sort of got my maneuver set up. The periapsis is there. Everything is working pretty well. I will mention that somebody said on my channel, hey, can you play Star Trek Online? I'm not opposed to playing Star Trek Online. I actually used to play Star Trek Online back in the day when it first came out. I know it's free to play now, so it might be worthwhile to sort of dig back into it. I will look into it. I'm not going to guarantee that I'll play a lot of Star Trek Online, but I did enjoy Star Trek Online when I was playing it. It just sort of, you know, I just kind of lost interest in it. I can't remember how far I got. And you can see here I'm looking at my descending node. And I'm testing out whether or not I can do this all, because you can set up multiple maneuver nodes, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm seeing how close I can get from this position. And the angle is actually pretty steep compared to the MUN. The MUN is like at a perfect 90-degree angle, so it's easy to hit. But the Minmus is at sort of an off-kilter angle. So I'm kind of testing to see if I can actually get this into shape for a one-pass sort of thing. But I haven't really figured that out yet. Back to Star Trek Online. I loved the space battles in Star Trek Online. I thought they were a lot of fun. I love seeing all the different ship designs and flying the ship, and the controls were really good. But the game is just total death when you get down to get down to the planet or controlling a person. So that's we'll see if that gets any better. I am opening up my solar panels now, because I don't want to lose all my battery power, and I'm remembering to do that up front here. So this is kind of a relaxed opening here. You know, I left most of this in because I figured people want to see the whole experience. I cut out a few little things here and there where it's just sort of me traveling along. Let me know in the comments if you want me to kind of cut this down more, or if you really do want to see the whole thing. I'm doing all this in post-commentary because, you know, it's a lot of pressure when you're doing this live and trying to get everything right, because, you know, the Kerbals are not nice in a lot of ways. They put a lot of pressure on you. There's somebody standing behind me at all times. Now, they don't have weapons or anything, but they will give you a good smacking. And it's not pleasant when they do. They will just sort of give you a smack, and, you know, sort of say something like, work faster, or, you know, stop using so much fuel, or why haven't you sent anyone into orbit yet? So we're about to hit our node here and power up. We don't have a lot to go, and this is the first fuel of the upper stage that I've actually used, which is good. Now that I've sort of learned how to get into use my lower stage properly, I think that I'm going to be a lot more successful in the game. Again, if you want to learn how to do that, I'm paying attention to a guy named Scott Manley, who is a literal he might play Minecraft too, I don't know. But he is he's a total Kerbal genius. In fact, I'm really surprised the Kerbals did not hire him to do this, but maybe he was too expensive. I don't know. You know, I agreed to work for, you know, room and board and basically like a small stipend. And it turns out they're not even paying me in, like, dollars. They're paying me in these kind of weird coins. They seem like they're metal, but I don't know if it's any metal that is useful on Earth. So I don't know when I come back if that's going to be useful. But anyways, I'm flipping on my lights here, and what you just saw me doing was I was adjusting my orbit. I'm twisting it so that I will now be in line with Minmus all the way around. So that was what I was just doing, and my lights are on. So those green dots there, those green items are the descending node and the ascending node. Now those are the points where your orbit will cross over with the official orbit, and those are the most efficient places to actually twist your orbit. So I'm ready to go. just about to my burn node. I'm going to burn a little bit before that so that the node, that I cross the node as I'm burning. So I think that's a little more correct way to do it. I'm not sure, though. And I'm sort of slowing down my burn as I get closer because I don't want to shoot past it. And I'm at about negative 0.2, but I think that's okay. I'm skipping ahead a little bit because now is the moment of truth. Now I see if I can actually get into a... now is when I see if I can actually connect with Minmus. So I'm pushing my orbit out in the maneuver node and seeing where my approach is. That separation is way too much, so those are a little bit closer. So now I'm moving it left and right along the path there, because I can sort of say if I burn at this point, will I get closer or will I get further away? So then I'm trying to kind of find a spot where I will have a Minmus encounter, and got to get very careful here. I know there's a spot along here where I can meet up with Minmus. My closest approach is like 1,000. There it is. There it is. See that purple dot right there? That's what I'm looking for. That is a Minmus encounter. And I'm trying to get as close as I possibly can so I don't have to use up as much fuel to get into an orbit. So I'm sort of adjusting very gently. And if I point at it, that is a Minmus encounter. Now, if you actually come around, I think what'll happen is, if I zoomed out here, I don't think I did, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. I was too focused on getting into Minmus. I think if I actually come back around, what'll happen is I will actually have a Mun encounter as well. So this is actually sort of a double encounter. So if I move up to the Minmus encounter and skip it, just don't do anything, I will come back around and have a Mun encounter at that point. So, yeah. So this is it, guys. This is our Minmus encounter. This is not even a full rotation around Kerbin. I'm really proud of myself that I managed to do this. We're going to see if I can actually connect with Minmus. I'll leave you guys in suspense a little bit. So I've got everything set up. My maneuver node I'm pointed at my maneuver node, and I'm ready to burn. Again, I'm going to burn about halfway so that I'm sort of halfway on either side of the node. I'm burning, and I think that'll be a little more accurate. So here we go. We're burning. And I have to burn for about 59 seconds. This tank has plenty of fuel to manage that. I might not have a lot of fuel when I get to Minmus, but I should have enough to get into a Minmus orbit, and that's the important thing. If we have to, we can have another ship come up here and top off the tanks up there. But this will be good. We'll have sort of a presence on the Mun and Minmus so that we can start some exploration, and the Kerbins will feel a little more safe with me. They won't want to replace me with Jeb or anyone else. I don't know if they get YouTube up here. I mean, I can send stuff to YouTube from up here, but I don't think they can watch YouTube videos. So they might not even know that there's other people doing this that are better than me at this game. I'm just glad that I get to do this. And again, I'm bringing down my orbit, and I have my encounter. There it is, the Mun encounter. If I just don't do anything here, I'll actually have a Kerbin encounter, which will push me in one direction, then a Mun encounter as I come back around towards Kerbin, and then I can actually swing around Kerbin and escape out into the atmosphere. I was very tempted to kind of let that happen and just see what the result would be, but no, we're going to Minmus. The Kerbins did not start singing a song for some reason. I don't know why. I thought it was an appropriate time to sing a song, but they just disagreed. The other thing I'm trying to do here, I don't know if I'm actually doing it very well, is I'm trying to use the Oberth effect. And I'll try to explain this as best as I can understand it. I don't know very well how to explain it, but the basic idea is, as you move around the planet, you're going at different speeds, okay? So when you're close to the planet, you're going faster than when you're far away from the planet. So the idea is that you want to burn your fuel when you're at your periapsis, which is when you're moving the fastest. And if you do that, you get sort of a lot more bang for your buck. You're already moving really fast, so then you sort of use less fuel because you're already moving so fast. You have to use less fuel to get going fast enough to get to your destination. I'm not very good at it. I used it a little bit here, but you know, it wasn't perfect. But you can see I'm kind of moving along. I'm getting closer to Minmus. My mission time is pretty good right now. I believe the first number there is hours, which I'm pretty happy with. So we're not even a day in, and we're getting close to Minmus. Looks like we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get there in the first day. But you know, for manned or Kerbal space flight, this is pretty good. You know. Right now, the Kerbals, I don't know how they do it exactly, but they don't need any. You don't really need to worry about oxygen or food while they're up there, which I guess is handy, but it creeps me out a little bit. So we're gonna get our encounter. Boom, there it is. So if I don't do anything, I'm just gonna extend out into space there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my my burn in here and get pretty close to Minmus. The thing about Minmus is that there's really hardly any gravity. So you can see me getting closer to my thing. I skipped ahead a little bit. And I'm burning. I went a little past my node, unfortunately. So I feel a little dumb, but it's going to take actually quite a bit of fuel to get into this orbit because we got to slow down, okay? So we're losing speed. But again, the nice thing about Minmus is that there's really hardly any gravity. So once you're in an orbit, you have to use basically no fuel to maneuver around. In fact, some of these maneuvers I did entirely with RCS, which is basically just, you know, air. I just pushed myself around with air, and it worked just fine. So we're essentially, we've got our orbit around Minmus. I'm just going to adjust a little bit. I want to get pretty close to Minmus. In fact, 144 I think is probably, I don't think that's where I settled. I kind of wanted it to be a circular orbit, but I don't think I settled for 240. You really kind of want to get a lot closer to Minmus. The problem is I used up probably 90% of my fuel getting here, so there's no way this is going back to Kerbal, which is fine. I don't really want to go back to Kerbal, but I do want to get into a nice orbit here. I'm still in kind of an elliptical orbit, or sort of an oblong orbit. I don't want to do that. I want to be in a nice tight, you know, sort of 90-degree orbit to the Minmus surface. You'll also notice that Minmus is kind of an ice rock here. If I had Kerbals here, then I would, you know, attempt to get them all, drop some down onto the planet. But yeah, so we're just gonna get this all into shape here, and I hope I didn't stay with 200,000 because that's way too far away. You really want to get down. I mean, you can get down to, you can orbit Minmus safely at, you know, under 100,000 kilometers, 100,000 meters, and it's not a big deal at all, so it works just fine. Notice that my maneuver node, my maneuver dot here is actually moving around as I'm using the RCS. In fact, I think maybe this is the one where I used the RCS to push myself around. I can't remember. But anyways, so I need to get around to my node. And the Kerbals, I think, are getting a little more confident in me. They're a little more excited. They gave me an extra, whatever that coin was. It's some kind of coin, I'm not sure. It's sort of like brownish, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's not very heavy. They sort of clink together, so it's some kind of metal. I mean, what I'm hoping is it's some kind of rare metal that no one on Earth has ever seen, and so, you know, I get taken on a parade, and you know, I have a lot of them, so, but, you know, I I don't know. I don't know. These sorts of things are out of my control. I mean, I guess I didn't expect them to have, you know, US dollars, or even, you know what? I would have even taken, like, you know, pounds or euros or something like that. That would have been fine, but, you know, some kind of usable currency, but they didn't have any of that. And I guess that's just me being naive, thinking that they would have that. And what you're going to watch here is, once again, I'm going to fly past my node, not realizing it. Yep, there we go. We're past the node. So I sped up, and we're going to twist here and try to get into shape here. I don't need it to be perfect, but, you know, we're going to circularize again. Get into place, get a little closer here, because my, this is the one where I'm using RCS. I'm just using RCS here. I'm not, this is how weak the gravity is here. I can use RCS to sort of thrust myself around with relative ease and get my orbit in much closer. So let's see where I ended up. I don't remember exactly how close I got. That wasn't really part of the plan. 70,000. Okay, so I'm under 100,000. I could probably even get closer, to be quite honest. I could probably get down to about 40,000 and still feel perfectly safe, like I'm not going to get pulled in by the gravity of the planet or hit anything. Minmus, though, is a very hard planet to land on because the gravity is so low. You don't really come down as quickly, and it's very hard to kind of get in here. And I'm just going to do a quick orbit around the planet to give you guys a look at it a little closer. Again, I wish I'd gotten a little closer than I actually ended up with. And notice my battery power is going to drop precipitously while I'm on the dark side of the planet here. But there's plenty of battery power here so that when I get to the other side, notice it just jumps right back up as soon as I get to the other side because the solar panels pick up. So I'm gonna point myself in the direction that I'm gonna want to head. Now, when I do the docking procedures, hopefully this will kind of stay in one spot. But yeah, let's get ourselves around to the light side of the planet and give ourselves a little send-off. A little pat on the back. The Kerbans did not give me a pat on the back. They don't have that gesture. They don't know what that means. Turn off the interface so you guys get a good look at Kerbal 3 Minmus. I'm going to keep using the Kerbal 3 designation as long as I'm using that basic rocket design. But we'll name it after the planet we're heading to. Next time, I think we're going to head to Duna. Going to send one of these to Duna so we have a presence up there. But I'm open to suggestions. If you guys think that maybe we should start sending Kerbans up into space, I will listen. But put it in the comments, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Either way, it should be a good time. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we will head out watching Kerbal 3 Minmus float around the planet here. Very good mission, guys. I would say almost flawless. I just missed a node a couple times. Otherwise, I'm very, very happy with the progress I've been making. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, watch my other videos, especially my FTL videos. I love playing that game, but no one's watching the videos, and I can't really justify taking the time to do those videos if literally no one's watching them. So check out my FTL videos on my channel, and thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you next time.